Surah AnNisaa, verse 83 onwards. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا جاءهم أمر من الأمن والخوف أضاعوا به ولو ردوه إلى الرسول وإلى أولي الأمر منهم لعلمه الذين يستنبطونه منهم ولولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته لاتبعتم الشيطان إلا قليلا. When there comes to them some matter touching public safety or fear, they divulge it. If they have only referred it to the messenger or to those charged with authority among them, the proper investigators would have known it from them direct. Were it not for the grace and mercy of Allah unto you, all but a few of you would have followed Satan. فَقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ لَا تُكَلَّفُ إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ وَحَرِّضِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ عَسَى اللَّهُ أَن يَكُفَّ بَأْسَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَاللَّهُ أَشَدُّ بَأْسًا وَأَشَدُّ تَنكِيلًا. Then fight in Allah's cause. Thou art held responsible only for thyself. And rouse the believers. It may be that Allah will restrain the fury of the unbelievers. For Allah is the strongest in might and in punishment. من يشفع شفاعة حسنة يكن له نصيب منها ومن يشفع شفاعة سيئة يكن له كفل منها وكان الله على كل شيء مقيتا. Whoever intercedes in a good cause becomes a partner therein, and whoever recommends and helps an evil cause shares in its burden, and Allah has power over all things. وَإِذَا حُيِّيتُم بِتَحِيَّةٍ فَحَيُّوا بِأَحْسَنَ مِنْهَا أَوْ رُدُّوهَا إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَسِيبًا. When a courteous greeting is offered you, meet it with a greeting still more courteous, or at least of equal courtesy. Allah takes careful account of all things. Allahu la ilaha illahu la yajma'annakum ila yawmil qiyamati la rayba fihi wa man asdaqu min Allahi haditha. Allah, there is no God but He. Of a surety He will gather you together on the day of judgment, about which there is no doubt, and whose words can be truer than Allah's. We'll take the remaining verses from 88 to 91 later in the very same lesson today, inshallah. Let us back to verse number 83. Now the discussion is in this surah, especially in that part of this surah, is about munafiqeen, hypocrites. These are the people who come to the Prophet ﷺ, as it is in verse 81, and they say we obey. And when they go back, they conspire against the Prophet ﷺ. So at that moment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about them, فَأَعْرِضْ عَنْهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this order that to keep clear of them, or just stay away from them, وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ, and depend upon Allah, وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough as a disposer of affairs. And then it is said that why don't you think deep in Quran? Why don't you ponder deep in Quran? أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. If it had been from someone other than Allah, you would have found among it a lot of discrepancy. It shows that munafiqeen, those who don't follow the Prophet ﷺ completely, why not they think that if this Quran was not sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there should be some discrepancies in the Quran itself, but there is no such thing. So it means that it is from Allah. Then follow Allah, follow the Prophet ﷺ. So that is the discussion. Now another disease of these people of munafiqeen are given here in verse 83. Whenever any report comes to them either about safety or about fear, they just try to expose it. They just try to reveal it. وَلَوْ رَدُّوهُ إِلَى الرَّسُولِ وَإِلَى أُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْهُمْ. But if they have referred it back to the prophets and to the people of authority among them, لَعَلَمَهُ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَنْبِطُونَهُ مِنْهُمْ, then those people who got the power of istinbat, the power of istinbat means those people who can see the whole affair, the whole matter, and then they find out what is the truth about it. This is the power of istinbat. This word actually, it is known in Arabic language for drawing water from the well, especially in the beginning when you want to dig a well and then you draw the water. That is the word istanbata. So here it means those people who got the power of ijtihad, who can look into the book of Allah, who can look into the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and then they find out what is the real issue. Now these verses, because as I have said, they are discussing about the hypocrites. And among their character is this character. They keep on spreading the rumors, false rumors about the safety of the town. Oh, we are no more safe here. The enemy is coming from this quarter, from that quarter. About fear itself, they are frightening you from an enemy which is not there, just to create panic among the people. This always happens when there is a war going on, or even when there are hypocrites in the ranks of the community. They try to spread such rumors. So in the face of the rumors, what we have to do? In the time of the Prophet ﷺ, of course, you have to refer it back to the Prophet. And those people who got the authority, among the with the Prophet ﷺ, there are those people of knowledge, like Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Umar. Ask them, so they can have the real knowledge about it. Once it happened that the rumors got spread in Medina that Prophet ﷺ has divorced his wives, and everyone was in panic. What a great matter has happened. The Prophet ﷺ has divorced all his wives. Sayyidina Umar came. He did not believe in all those rumors. Straight away he came to the Prophet ﷺ. We asked him this question, AnNisaa16A, did we divorce your wives? He said no. So he came back and he told the people that Prophet ﷺ did not divorce his wives. That was a matter when Prophet ﷺ, because of some reasons, he stayed away from his wives for a month. But he did not divorce them. So the rumor was wrong. And this is why a person like Sayyidina Umar, first of all, he wanted to know from the Prophet directly what is the issue. So this ayah is a general ayah. Whenever there is such a situation, the main thing is that people should refer that matter to the people of authority. And it shows the importance of ulul amr, the people of authority in each community. If there is a government, then of course we have to refer it back to the state. And if, for example, you are in a community which is not governed by a specific system, then refer it back to those people who are well versed in knowledge or who got the authority among you. So this is how you keep the community safe and sound from the threats surrounding it. وَلَوْلَا فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَتُهُ لَاتَّبَعْتُمُ الشَّيْطَانَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. If the grace of Allah and His mercy was not upon you, you would have followed shaitan, all of you, except a few of you. A few of you. Because that is the grace of Allah and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of which people are saved. But if that verse is not there, then most of the people would go following shaitan. فَقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ لَا تُكَلَّفُ إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ. Verse 84. So, fight in the way of Allah. لَا تُكَلَّفُ إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ. Thou art held responsible only for thyself. Then after explaining all those things, when we encourage the people to fight in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have done your duty. You can't force them to believe in Islam. You can't force them to be obedient to you. Your duty is to convey the messages of Islam. After that, لَا تُكَلَّفُ إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ, you are responsible about your own self. This is what it means. It does not mean that everybody should say, yes, I am responsible for myself. I don't want to do anything for the community. No, that is not the meaning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining to him. فَقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Fight in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fight whom? Kuffar. Fight whom? Those people who are conspiring against you. So it means that he is dealing with the whole society. But after conveying the messages of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is only responsible for himself. وَحَرِّضِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And encourage the believers. وَحَرِّضِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Upon what? Upon fighting in the way of Allah. That is the encouragement. And as it has been related in so many verses, the grace and the excellence of fighting in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those people who do jihad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared about 100 ranks in Jannah, in paradise, for mujahideen only. And he said that between two ranks of Jannah is a distance equal to the distance between this earth and the heaven. Such a vast paradise for whom? For mujahideen only. أَسَى اللَّهُ أَنْ يَكُفَّ بَأْسَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Why do you fight? It may be that Allah will restrain the fury of the unbelievers. To restrain them, to stop them where they are. وَاللَّهُ أَشَدُّ بَأْسًا وَأَشَدُّ تَنْكِيلًا. For Allah is the strongest in might and in punishment. So you can't depend upon staying back at homes, doing nothing. You say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised victory, so He is going to give us victory. No. You have to take all methods, all means, first of all to spread the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then when you make a community, to save that community from the conspirators, from the enemies. And then if you have to fight for that cause, you have to fight as well. All these methods should be adopted by the Muslim community. This is how you can stop them. Jihad is a good deterrent. If you don't do jihad, then they are going to attack you in your own houses. Verse 85, مَنْ يَشْفَى شَفَاعَةً حَسَنَةً يَكُنْ لَهُ نَصِيبٌ مِنْهَا. Whoever intercedes in a good cause becomes a partner therein. Now there are two types of shafa'a. Shafa'a is intercession. The word, as you know, shafa'a is used for even numbers. وَالشَّفْعُ وَالْوَتْرُ. So, odd number, إِنَّ اللَّهَ وِتْرٌ يُحِبُّ الْوِتْرَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one and He likes the odd number. So, shafa' is two. So when you intercede for some person, as if you are going with him to get his rights. So this is why this type of intercession is known in Arabic as shafa'a. Now shafa'a is of two types. Shafa'a in a good cause, someone's right is taken away and you are interceding for him in the presence of the ruler, the sultan, to get his right back. That is shafa'a hasana. And if you do this type of shafa'a, يَكُلَّهُ نَصِيبٌ مِنْهَا, you will get a part of it. You will get a sawab or reward of that. In the same way, shafa'a is not only in getting the right of a person, shafa'a is also for any good cause. The other shafa'a is the evil shafa'a. وَمَنْ يَشْفَى شَفَاعَةً سَيِّئَةً وَيَكُنْ لَهُ كِفْلٌ مِنْهَا. And the person who intercedes on an evil cause share in its burden. You know that this person is not justified to take this thing, but still you are interceding for him. You are witnessing for him. You are giving testimony for him. That is the Shafa'asiyya. Or in the same way, the person is working for evil. And you stand with him, you support him. That is the Shafa'asiyya. That is a bad intercession. So you will get the burden of that person. That person's sin. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ مُقِيتًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has power upon everything, all things. Muqita, muqtadira, and He got power upon everything. Verse 86, وَإِذَا حُيِّيتُمْ بِتَحِيَّةٍ فَحَيُّوا بِأَحْسَنَ مِنْهَا أَوْ رُدُّوهَا إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَسِيبًا. When you are greeted with a greeting, so greet either with a better greeting or as you have been greeted. Yani reply it as you have been greeted in the same way. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَسِيبًا. Allah takes a careful account of all things. Now the word tahiyya in Arabic, tahiyya. What is tahiyya? When you say in Arabic, hayyak Allah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you long life or give you life. That is the word, hayyak Allah. From that it has become a greeting. Meeting your brother, you say hayyak Allah. So this is how the word tahiyya has come. So it is used for any types of greeting which is known in different types of societies. And in Tashawwud, at-tahiyyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibat, at-tahiyyatu lillah, all greetings are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here, what is the relation with the previous passage? Because the discussion is about the hypocrites, al-munafiqeen. Though this is a general instruction, but we have to relate it with the passage itself. The relation is that hypocrites will live among you. All right, how to treat them? Have you to boycott them completely? No. Even if they greet you, greet them back. Either with the similar greeting, but it is better to greet them with a better greeting. So this is the relation with the previous passage. But as I said, it is a general commandment. What is the tahiyyah of Islam? There is a hadith of Sahih Bukhari that Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam was created, when he was created, and he was 60 zira is hand, 60 hands length tall, situna zira'an. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, go and greet the groups of the angels. Say to them, Assalamu alaikum, and see what they are going to reply. So he said, Adam alayhi salam said to them, Assalamu alaikum. And they said, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this is the greeting of you and your ummah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As far as this length of Adam alayhi salam is concerned, the same hadith says that it started decreasing. It started decreasing throughout the ages until it came to whatever you see and witness now. But in Jannah, they would be given this size. All the believers, they would be given the very same size of Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam once again. So the general commandment is that we have to greet a person and he has to reply you back with the same greeting or a better than that. Our Prophet ﷺ was sitting once, a man came and said, Assalamu alaikum. The Prophet said, 10. Another came and he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And the Prophet said, 20. And of course he replied back. And the third one came and said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Prophet said 30. It means that he is going to receive rewards equal to 30 virtues. So, if someone says to you, Assalamu alaikum, you can say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. If someone says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, you say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. But not more than that. That is the complete tahiyyah. Because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he replied to someone, he stopped at the barakatuh. So you can't add more things. You can wa maghfiratuhu wa ridwanuhu wa rahmatuhu. وَجَنَّتُهُ وَفِرْدَوْسُهُ. No, because it got no and then. So the tahiyyah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That is the Islamic tahiyyah. And the good thing is that this starts with the name of Allah. First, Assalamu alaikum. Assalam is the name of Allah. Peace be upon you. That is the name of Allah. You start with that. So this is the beauty of our greeting. You start with the name of Allah. Assalamu alaikum. And you answer it according to Sunnah, wa alaykum as-salam. You can't say wassalamu alaykum. No, when you answer it, you say wa alaykum as-salam. And if someone conveys the salam of someone else, he says, my father says greetings to you, assalamu alaikum. What is the answer? What do you say? Wa alaykum as-salam, wa alaykum as-salam, wa alayhi as-salam. So you start with, as if he is there, when you start with wa alaykum as-salam. Greeting upon you, peace upon you, and peace upon him as well. This is the way you have to answer the person who conveys the salam of someone else. Now there are few issues which are related to this salam. According to one hadith, the rider should say salam to the one who walks. The walking person should say salam to the one who is sitting. The few people should greet the group of the people who are more in number. The younger persons greet the one who is older. These are the few manners of salam. Now we understand that the person who is riding, he should say salam to the person who is walking. Because the riding person must not have this arrogance that because I am above the walking person, so this person should say salam to me. No, he should say salam. The standing person greets the person who is sitting, because the sitting person is in a quiet mood at that time. So it is suitable that the walking person should greet the sitting person. Now if you are entering onto a group, this is your duty to say to all of them, Assalamu alaikum. Had they to answer all of them, or just one among them could answer? There are two opinions. Someone says, like the hadith which I have just quoted, of hadith of Adam, when Adam a.s. said to the angels, Assalamu alaikum, and all of them said, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. That is the evidence of those people who say no, that all of them should say Wa alaikum assalam, even though with low voice, not all of them raising their voices. And the second opinion is that the reply to salam is for the kifaya. So if one of them says Wa alaikum assalam upon this person, then it is enough. It is not necessary for all the people in the group to say Wa alaikum assalam, because this person has greeted only once, Assalamu alaikum. He did not say to every one of them, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum. He did not say like that. So this is why one of them should say Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and the matter is over. So if there are some few people, they greet the people who are more in number. The younger person greets the one who is older than him. And what about vice versa? Can you greet the children, for example? Some of the tabi'in, they have said that you should not greet them, because greeting itself is not fard, but replying back is a fard. So if you say to a child, Assalamu alaikum, he does not understand the whole fiqh. So it becomes fard upon him. And of course, if he is a child, it is not fard. As long as he is a child, there is no fard upon him. So there is no need then to say Assalamu alaikum to him, because he is not obliged to reply back. That is one opinion. The other say no. You may, like Muhammad ibn Sirin, he said, you say it secretly, not let him hear, but we have done this dua for him. because we don't expect an answer from him, so this is why there is no need to say it loudly. But we understand from the uswa of the Prophet ﷺ that he passed by some children and he said, Assalamu alaikum. We know about, say, Anas radiallahu ta'ala, Sabit radiallahu ta'ala. They passed by some children and they said, Assalamu alaikum. Why? They want to teach them. This is how you teach them that if someone greets you, then we have to say, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And that is better. What about greeting the woman? They say, yes, greeting the woman is allowed except if you are greeting a young woman, shabba, a young woman, where there is a fear of fitna, because you may be expecting the answer, wa alaikum salam, from her, and then it may open the way for more conversation. So this is why if there is no fitna, then we may say assalamu alaikum. But if there is any fitna involved, not to say assalamu alaikum. So it means that for old women it is jais. Among the Sahaba, they said that we used to go with women after Friday prayer in a certain part of Medina. And she used to cook for us vegetables, putting some shahid barley into it. So we used to go to her, we say assalamu alaikum to her, and then she used to present this food to us. What about saying assalamu alaikum to the person who is praying? First of all, you should not do that, because that person is occupied with his prayer. But if you have said assalamu alaikum, now the person, either he can answer the greeting with his finger, just pointing with the finger, or just like this, pointing with the finger, that is the answer. Or, when he finishes his prayer, after that, when he meets this person, he can say, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Same applies to the person who is reciting the Quran. First of all, you should not disturb him, because he is now reading Quran, the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't disturb him. But even if you have disturbed him, he got this choice. Either he finishes the ayah which he is reading and then he says wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, or he does not answer you at that time. Later, when he finishes his whole recitation, then he comes and says assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. He answers you. And according to another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ has said that Afshu salama bainakum. Spread salam among you, because it is a dua, it is a supplication. Abdullah ibn Umar used to say that he used to abstain away from the market. But sometimes he goes to the market, he buys nothing, but he just says assalamu alaikum to the people, assalamu alaikum assalam. Just for that reason he goes to the market, getting sawab of this salam. So that is the few things which we can understand. Now there is another issue. What about saying salam to the non-Muslims? Our Prophet ﷺ said, لا تبدأ اليهود والنصارى بالسلام. لا تبدأوهم بالسلام. You don't in the beginning say salam to them. So it means that because salam is a name of Allah, and this is a supplication, dua, so it is only to be directed to the Muslims. So it means that for the non-Muslims you can have the same greeting which they know, then you can use that greeting which is known to them. What about if they say assalamu alaikum to you? According to one hadith we come to know that if they say assalamu alaikum, you just say alaikum. You just say alaikum without even saying wa alaikum. Because when you say wa alaikum, it means their salam is combined with your answer. So it means that you are praying for them. So just say alaikum. Why? Because sometimes, as it was in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, Jewish people used to twist their language or twist their tongues by saying Assalamu alaikum, which means death upon you. So this is why the Prophet said, don't say to them the same word, say alaikum, upon you as well. So you don't know what they have said. Now, I have read the fatwa of some of the scholars who said that if the man has said very clearly, Assalamu alaikum to you, there is no twist of the language or twist of the tongue, then according to this ayah you can say Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam to him as well. Worship except him, Allah. He is going to gather you together on the day of judgment. The day of resurrection, or Qiyamah. Why Qiyamah is called Qiyamah? As you know, Qiyamah is from